Let's make sure we got all this set up.
Yeah, and let me know when you finna hit the button. Yesterday we just started going. I was like, oh wait, now.
Well, I hit the button, so we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw on a Tuesday, man. I think we're gonna go back to splitting it up, just because I don't know. It's the end of the season, New Year's.
Man,
We on holiday. We on holiday
man, we
calendar.
tired, bro. We tired. We
Shoot.
tired. 2024 has been an exhausting year. I'm tired. It take me a lot to do a little bit now. It is what it is.
Yes, sir. So we just finished. If you're listening to this in the audio experience or the playback, we finished our HBCU news around the culture, our NFL and NCAA football, as well as the pregame. We are now going to jump right into our hoops segment so we can get this done and go watch college football playoff with Ashton Genty versus Penn State. And that game is going to be interesting because they just did a breakdown of SMU versus Penn State. And Penn State ain't looked that great on defense. They showed SMU had like 7 or 8 wide receivers just running wide open. They just quarterback choke.
And for all y'all who don't know, it's on ESPN and it'll start in 13 minutes and 40 seconds.
I already got the stream going, good brother.
Mm-hmm. You know it. You know it. You know it.
So let's get started, man. Where you want to start? You want to start with Florida State?
Yeah. In the ghetto.
Florida State has had a lawsuit filed as of Monday against Leonard Hamilton over unpaid promises of NIL compensation that total $1.5 million. The players acknowledged within the documents that they boycotted the practice last season over the missed payments.
Florida State is a dumpster fight. No, not in the same way. Not nearly in the same way. We have one instance in one sport, and at least for right now, all is quiet on the Western Front. Florida State, really the whole city of Tallahassee, truth be told, between FAMU and Florida State is going crazy. The Florida State football team and whatever meltdown that is. Then you have this basketball team, which quietly has consistently put really decent guys in the NBA, is now caught up in this. If I'm the athletic director at Florida State, I'm probably looking to resign before they fire me. Let me just get on to somewhere else, because this is starting to look crazy.
What's interesting about this is Florida State petitioned to leave the ACC, right? They said the ACC, for whatever reason, the TV deal, money deal, all of that doesn't give them enough money. If I'm a conference looking to accept another school, and it's really only to go from ACC, you can only go to 2 other conferences, SEC or Big Ten. I don't know if I want Florida State right now. They are, as you said, they're in utter disarray. Their entire athletic department is in disarray. Now, if they can get it back together, and again, NIL is new, so they may be able to get it right. I mean, Florida did it. I think there were other schools where they had NIL issues. If they can get that back together, then all you got to do is have another good recruiting class. But they're going to have to figure it out soon, though.
They're definitely recoverable. I mean, right now they got Scotty Barnes, elite basketball player, Malik Beasley, very decent role player, Jonathan Isaac, Terrence Mann, Devin Vassell, and Patrick Williams. All of their guys who are in there right now are legitimate guys to varying degrees, but and they're all his kids. So I don't want to necessarily throw the baby out with the bathwater, but there's something that's going on there. I mean, that the brand is good enough where I'd take it. You take it no matter what. You have to. You don't say no to Florida State football.
They look like they do look like they need a cleansing, though. They look like, I'm not saying they need to fire the coach or whatever, but they need to do something. They need a cleansing of the program.
Yeah, get your good dial soap, antibacterial, wipe it down like Boosie, and then you'll be right. You'll be good again. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still Florida State.
They have a storied tradition. They just gotta.
And the basketball team ain't no chump. They ain't chump.
Never have been.
But yeah, but you got too many stories. They gonna start looking at you funny. And Tallahassee, y'all gotta get it together.
Yeah, y'all definitely do. Y'all definitely do. All right. So, there is a whole debacle going on in the NBA. Speaking of ghetto, that I would call Mike Brown and Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings haven't been good for a long time. Then Mike Brown gets there, pairing with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, and all of a sudden they're competing for division championships. Mike Brown is voted coach of the year. There's specials showing him running down the court. Everything's going on. Then they have a decent year next year. Last year, they didn't take the step. They got eliminated by the Warriors in 2022, but the Warriors also won the championship that year. So, I mean, you can't really be too mad. But then in 2023, they took a step back. 2024, they're not as good as they feel like they should be. De'Aaron Fox is reportedly unhappy. And when that news came out about De'Aaron Fox saying, hey, and Rich Paul releasing that Clutch Sports social media, saying that social media post that he was saying, hey, the Spurs are monitoring De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox has requested a trade. All of the things that he's playing, the Olivia Pope type stuff, behind the scene executive, all that stuff that he's doing. I was like, bruh, they about to do something in Sacramento. I don't know what it is. Either they're going to trade De'Aaron Fox or they're going to get rid of somebody, because there's obviously a disconnect there. What I did not see was them firing Mike Brown 163 days after signing a multi-year extension and winning Coach of the Year. This was not on my bingo card for 2024.
Yeah. This is the Kings being the Kings. The Kings have been this way long before Mike Brown. They will be this way long after Mike Brown. Remember, Luka still got beef with them because they didn't draft him. On top of that, 2022-23, they were first in the Pacific. And if I remember correctly, they lost the first round to the Warriors that went on to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, they were 46-36. They missed the playoffs. But as a team that has just recently got to 500 for the first time in the last few years, 46-36 is completely reasonable. Now, did they get out to a slow start this year? Are they 13-18? So they would have probably been, 12-18 before this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the Western Conference ain't no slouch. And
circumstance of geography. Like, it's unfortunate that you've been over there with them boys, the Nuggets, even the Clippers, the Lakers,
the Mavericks. You got to deal with Wemby now, and the Spurs might not be good every night, but every night they have a chance to win because they have one guy that nobody in the NBA can stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too tough. And you know what I always say, man, just because something happens doesn't mean that you need to make a move immediately. This was a knee-jerk reaction. I don't think that this serves them well at all. I think that Fox is probably still going to want out. I don't think that Mike Brown leaves in this situation gets any better. I think that if anything, you probably hit the tank button, which is not good for the Atlanta Hawks specifically, because remember, we have a draft. They owe us a draft pick from the Kevin Huerter trade, but I'm pretty sure that it's lottery protected, and they look, everything about them says Lotto, Georgia.
Yeah. So you got this whole thing caught everybody off guard. And I knew the coaches were going to have something to say. And the coaches that stood out were, of course, Mike Malone, championship-winning head coach, Tom Thibodeau, who's one of the longest tenured head coaches in the league, and then, of course, former Kings head coach George Karl. All had things to say, as well as Rick Carlisle, Steve Kerr, Jamal Mosley, just to name a few. No class, no balls. You hate to see it. Same owner, same ways. It's not going to change. The firing of Mike Brown today was just shocking. He compiled a record of 187 and 88 while he was there, and they fired him.
107 and 88.
107. I said 187. 107 and 88.
He was 187. But in this case, yeah, and I can't remember which coach was like, yeah, the same thing happened to me too. And it kind of is what
George
it is.
Karl.
Yes, the Kings to a certain degree deserve this. It's unfortunate because they're going to be this is moments away from being a fire sale. You don't really have a way. It's not like your team's demeanor is going to change now. The opportunity isn't any better. So you're delaying the inevitable on a fire sale. The best thing you can do is quietly kind of move off of these pieces. But of course, if you do what you've done, and honestly, it doesn't make any sense to even fire him. It would have made more sense to kind of act like everything was cool and just trade off a big piece first. Now people know that you're kind of back in the corner heading the vice, so they're gonna try to hit you over the head. They're gonna try to rob you when it comes to these deals because they know that you're desperate.
Yeah, I don't. This is the same thing that I said in the NFL with Robert Saleh. You fired Robert Saleh, and the way that you fired him, whether you think it was justified or not to fire Mike Brown, whether you think it's justified or not to fire Robert Saleh is not of my concern. The way that you went about it is absolutely awful. And the way that you go about it makes me wonder if any other person wants to be a head coach there. Now, you're going to have to shower them with a lot of money to do it. But if I'm a head coach and I have if I'm one of the coordinators for the Vikings or one of the coordinators for the Lions, right? They're all linked to jobs, all four of them. If I'm linked to a head coaching job and there's multiple, you'd have to think the Jets would be at the very bottom of that list. Sacramento has put themselves in the exact same spot. Yeah, they put themselves in the exact same spot. So I mean, I agree. It's got to be a fire sale soon.
And the other part about this is the guy who's going to be coaching the team now, Doug Christie. He's one of your guys. So I assume that this isn't like this is the interim, but this is your plan future. I can't imagine that you're just going to let him be the interim and then what you're going to do, send him out of there? Doug Christie is a Sacramento King.
He is the guy. I mean, he is. I mean, yeah, him, Chris honestly, Webber, and even KJ now because of a part of his thing, but he was Phoenix. But yeah, those are the guys.
But he's the most Sacramento King. Webber still played other places. Bibby played other places. All you remember is Doug Christie and like, yeah, and the King. So to kind of put your guy in this situation is a bad situation to put him in. And it's not like you could expect him to win. Now, I will also say they're only 14 and 19. The Clippers are 19 and 13. You're 2 or 3 good weeks of basketball from being right back in it. It was a knee-jerk reaction.
But you know how Chris, you know how Rich Paul and Clutch Sports works. This is the same play that they did with Anthony Davis. This is the exact same play, except for Anthony Davis just stopped playing. They just was like, well, we don't want him to get hurt. Contract year, go ahead and trade him. And it sucks for Doug Christie because that's your guy, and he's gonna have to end up building this franchise from the bottom up. Because I feel like they thought that this was going to be a way for them to keep De'Aaron Fox because the whole thing was what that Mike Brown called him out after the foul against Detroit that gave a 4-point play against Jaden Ivey that ended up winning the game. And he was right, but this stench is not only going to be on the Kings. This stench is going to be on De'Aaron Fox. This stench is going to be on Rich Paul.
He going to get out of there.
Because he is. And success always is the best way to get rid of any type of stench, is the best shower, is the best soap. So if he goes somewhere like the Lakers, which, I mean, you would assume they're in play just because of proximity and relationships, you would assume that if he goes to the Lakers and wins, he's good. But if he goes somewhere and is terrible, I mean, you're going to get, I ain't going to say blackballed, but nobody going to want to play with you either.
I think that Rich Paul is towing a very fine line here. There are a lot of places where he goes, and I mean, a lot of it is the association with LeBron, but also he's a hard-nosed negotiator. He's stepping into the Drew Rosenhaus category where teams are going to stop wanting to deal with you.
Mm-hmm. And Drew Rosenhaus was front and center before, and now he's 30-second to 3-minute segment on TV. And it has to be something controversial.
Yeah, he's speaking on behalf of a client. He's not. It's foolishness afoot. But Rich Paul is basically like a corporate raider for sports teams. He is a mercenary. He'll go get you. If you want out, he'll get you out, but at any cost.
He will definitely tear down whatever he has to for his clients, which if you're a player, that's what you want. If you're an organization, I hate you.
Yeah, until you meet the one guy who's not. Some people gonna say, no, I'm just not dealing with that. I think the talent is good, but it's plenty of teams that don't. The Knicks specifically. The Knicks had a long time where they weren't talking to people just because of their administration. And that, in that case, hamstringed them. But I feel like teams now, I'm not dealing with that dude. Because as long as it's good, it's good. But as soon as it gets bad, you're going to blow my entire team up. And then I'm going to have to start over.
If you're the Spurs, De'Aaron Fox is linked to the Spurs. He's linked to the Lakers. But the Spurs is really intriguing because they seem to be a point guard away, right? The Spurs seem to be a point guard away from being a true contender because everybody else is old and they're young and they have Big Victor Wembanyama. So if they get De'Aaron Fox,
I'm not trading De'Aaron Fox.
Why not?
Why
not?
He's not signing the extension. I'm not going to trade for something that I might be able to get in free agency.
Well, so what moves does De'Aaron Fox have then? Because if he's not signing extension and you're trying to force him out, then I'll just fine you. You can sit out and I'll just fine you until you come back.
They talked about the Heat possibly. Of course, they talked about the Lakers possibly. I don't think that those are two great destinations for him. I don't think that. I mean, the Lakers will be cool, but at his contract, AD's contract, and LeBron's contract, you're not going to have anything left on that team. And you're going to have to give me whatever you got left. So give me Austin Reeves. I want, I guess, Dalton Connect too. I want everything else that you have left over if I'm going to give you potentially my best player.
And the Lakers don't have anything else to give other than Dalton Connect and
Rui. And yeah, give me all of what you got left. That is that simple. I don't think that there are a bunch of great places to go. That's the same thing that's happening in Miami right now with Jimmy Butler. Pat Riley, I'm not trading you for nothing, for beans. And I know that the only team out there that can sign you on free agency is the Brooklyn Nets. You want to go to Brooklyn? You go to Brooklyn. If you walk and go to Brooklyn, I'll buy you a bus ticket.
Hey, I'll just take that loss. It is what it is.
Yeah. But also, I don't have to worry about Brooklyn beating me. I'm not going to arm my enemy. I'm not going to take Penix back and then arm my enemy and give them a guy who's my best player. No.
At this point, being NBA Coach of the Year seems to be one out of the last six. One out of the last six still has a job. Mike Brown, 2023, fired. Monty Williams, 2022, fired. Nick Nurse, 2020, fired. Tom Thibodeau, 2021, not fired. Dwayne Casey, Mike Budenholzer, fired and fired.
And, even for more context, Mike Brown, this is basically like a player firing. Monty Williams was basically the same, was a player firing. Go back.
I didn't mean to do that.
Budenholzer.
Budenholzer, if you remember, his brother died.
He just wanted out.
His brother died, and he just was not there, and he basically was like, "I'm out," which I don't blame him for that.
Is he with the Sixers? No, Nick Nurse is with the Sixers. Where's Budenholzer now? Nick Nurse. It just run its course.
Is he in Phoenix?
Yeah, you're right. And then Dwayne Casey, that was just them being
them.
Yeah, them being them. So a lot of this is what I have gotten from this is none of these guys have done anything really worth being fired. You really look at it, this is a damn good coaching roster. This is as good as it gets. And I mean, sure, you can fire them, but you're not going to get anybody better. And you're probably going to get one of these guys or worse. So congratulations.
More than likely it's going to be worse. You're not going to get them.
Congratulations on playing yourself. I don't know what else to tell these people. This is stupid. But the Kings are stupid. Good luck.
Cursed. Some might say.
No, You're not cursed if you do the cursing on yourself. That's stupid.
Oh, man. So.
And hold on. And one more thing. Whoever released that to Ramona Shelburne talking about, oh, well, nobody really wanted him fired. Yes, you do it. You did. Nobody ever got fired. I'm like, man, I really didn't want to fire him. Then why did you fire me? Don't lie. Just say I didn't want him.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox talking about, well, at least he got paid. He still get paid. Like, bro, you look crazy. You, De'Aaron Fox, look crazy in this entire situation. You look like you got that man fired. You look, I mean, and if you want to be, that's what it looks like.
You did get him fired. Players, please stop playing with us like we're stupid. You get paid $50 million. That team is going to run any big decision by you. Same thing we said about Giannis and the Bucks. Oh, I didn't know they was going to fire. Yes, you did. And if you didn't, it's a bigger problem. But don't lie to us. We're not dumb. That's it. That's what infuriated me more than anything else.
What, that he lied? And it kept lying.
Yeah.
Releasing statements.
No reason
and everything.
to lie to us. You know how I feel. If you don't like a person, just say, hey, I don't like that person. It did not work out. Oil and water. Cool story. People will respect you more for your candor and your truth than you play in their face like, oh, I don't know what happened. I just came to work and he was gone.
Really? Sneech. Sneech.
That's like when Nate got fired. Oh, Trey was like, I didn't know he.
I wouldn't say it was just Trey, but Trey, they definitely ran. The point of you may not make the decision, but they definitely run it by you.
If you're the man in that city, which you are, then they're running every decision by you. Don't lie to us, man. You sound like LeBron reading books. Yeah, I just read, bro. You on page 1 every time.
That boy is on the preamble.
Bruh, you had to learn that preamble too in 10th grade.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Because Johnson wasn't playing about that preamble, boy. You gonna get the civics and you gonna learn. You gonna do anything? You gonna walk out of here and know that preamble.
All right, let's. I call this segment "Let's Keep the Ratings Up." So the NBA ratings are at historical lows.
Ratings.
Ratings are at historical lows. So when ratings are at the lows, what do we always talk about? We talk about fighting. We talk about the LeBron James family. LeBron is 40 years old. Happy birthday to him as of yesterday. First in minutes, first in points, fourth in assists this year while shooting. He has 49,000 points, 14,000 rebounds, everything. He has all the records. At 40 years old, he's still at the top of his game physically. Peak shape.
Do you want my true opinion about this?
Nope. Yep.
2 parts of this. Well, 3 parts of this. Number one, congratulations. Being 40 years old, being number 1 in minutes, points, and 4th in assists is a feat. Now, the other part about this is I don't feel bad for you having to play this much because you did this. you did this to yourself. You demanded to get rid of all of your help for this one person. Now, the other part of this conversation is, why isn't Anthony Davis the person who's doing all of the work?
Because he can't. He doesn't work out with LeBron. See, if it's one thing I would take advantage of if I were on LeBron's team, is I would work out with LeBron in the offseason. Whatever he does, I would do. For him to be able, Chris Paul dietary, his diet is one of the best in the league. A lot of people follow him in terms of what he eats with his nutritionist. Those two, especially LeBron, he got all the records and he's still faster and out jumping and has a lot more stamina than everybody. I would work out with him. His trainer would be my trainer. You wouldn't have to do basketball moves. You ain't got to do all that, but all that other stuff, you ain't got to go 1-on-1 every game.
Workouts.
What? Whatever is working. Whatever it is.
Right. Whatever it is. Yeah. So that's the thing, LeBron. You did this to yourself, so nobody feels bad when this little piece of team you got falls apart. And I'm not cry me a river. No Timberlake. I do not care. We do not care. Great job, though.
You think he could play 5 to 7 more years?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What you talking about? He's still one of the best players in the NBA today. Didn't you just look at the stats? Number 1 in minutes, number 1 in stats.
Number 1 in everything.
And he's doing his best to pace himself. If he actually had a little decent, he could always go Tom Brady, take a pay cut, and then go somewhere and lean.
He definitely could. Well, he's already got to the point where he played with Bronny. And I guess Bronny going to the G League, which is what we said he needed to be, really need to stay in college.
Yeah.
But him going to the G League, he's getting his legs. He's understanding everything. He's getting acclimated to playing basketball at a pro level. And now his last 5 or 6 games, he's averaging 30 points. He had last game, which was 2 days ago, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 50% shooting, 60% from 3. His last 7 games, 23 points, 9 and 5, 15, 7 and 7, 6, 4 and 7, 16, 16, 30 and 16. He seems to be getting acclimated at least to the G League speed.
Yes, and that's what I always said was, that haircut is terrible. My goodness, my boy. What is that?
That's the I'm rich haircut. I'm rich.
That's that Lionel Itchy. But the issue, I think that he gets a shot. He needs to go back to the varsity now. This was the expectation. If you're going to go to the G League, you need to go to the G League and not look like a G League player. You've done it. I have no issue with him going back up to varsity now.
I disagree. I think he should stay. He should stay.
But he's on a contract where he can go back and forth. I think there's value in both. But when you can play in the G League on G League game day, it's like being on JV and being on varsity at the same time. Bro, you need to play in all of your G League games and then come to varsity and play when you can, when you have an off day. And most of you not going to play. It's just really an opportunity for you to be with the team and learn how to be a professional. In practice, you get the reps. You get your game reps in the G League. You get your practice reps with the varsity, with the Lakers. That is what I see for him as because he's still not NBA ready. This G League is cool. You get to first of all, you're not gonna get all of these shots to shoot 20.
But that's not. You just got to get acclimated to guarding NBA level talent and getting close to the speed of the game. And I think that's what he's getting. I think he should spend a whole year there, and that'd be it. He'd be good.
Play every game that you can. Definitely. That's what Jalen Johnson did. He said, "Hey, bro, if y'all not gonna play me, send me to the G League so I can get some reps."
Yeah. So we talked about firings. That's always ratings up with LeBron. I always talk about the James family, and then the trade deadline. So Norwood said this a little earlier. Pat Riley has said that he is not trading Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler has allegedly given a list of teams he wants to be traded to. He's willing to go to the Warriors or the Suns. He's looking for $100+ million contract. He's 35, turning 36, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Pat Riley is the one executive that does not play any games. It don't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you are, who you think you are, including LeBron James. It don't matter who you think you are. You can leave. You can leave. Dwayne Wade, you don't want to be here no more? Hey, Cleveland, Chicago, it's okay. We'll still retire your jersey.
God is love.
And I don't. With this being said, I don't know if this is a bluff or not. I would hope it's not.
I told you it's 100% not a bluff. The only team that can pay him right now with cap space is the Nets. That is probably the very last place that Jimmy Butler is going to be interested in going. Number one, they're going to go ahead and move off Cam Johnson too. So this is a team that's going to be worse by the time the next season rolls around. They're committed. Oh, and don't forget, ain't Ben Simmons on that team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're not trading him during the season because what you going to do? So, no, not in a million years am I trading Jimmy Butler. I'm not helping him. And it's not even that I'm not helping you. I'm just not I'm not going to hurt myself to get you to a place. And I don't think that most people have assets that are good enough to move them. So,
or willing to give you what you want. Even if I have the assets, if I'm another team and I have the assets to trade for Jimmy Butler, I'm not sure I want to pay 36-year-old Jimmy Butler $35 million a year he's looking for 3 or 4 years, fully guaranteed. That gets to you 39. I don't know if I'm willing to do that.
No. Now, with the TV deal coming into effect, salary cap should jump. And then if you're a contender and you got some people, like this might be a Golden State move where you got Kuminga, who's never really panned out. You got Moses Moody. You got Andrew Wiggins. You got some guys that they're not moving the needle. Then maybe I'll bundle them and punt because they're just not going to get what they need here. And I still got Steph and Draymond on a different timeline than those guys who are not developing fast enough. So maybe I go all in for a Jimmy Butler. But also, I mean, Lil Dunleavy is a GM over there. Do you really want to have to deal with old curmudgeonly Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green at the same time and the pressure of trying to put together a team so that Steph can win? Do you want to deal with that?
It's not really a lot of places for Jimmy to go. It's not a lot of places for Jimmy to go where he'll be tolerated. I mean, he could go back to Philly, but who's going to take Paul George? Like, Paul George looks like he's 45. He's getting cooked out there. So I don't know if there's a place. Jimmy, I think him and Philly would be absolutely awesome. Just for a culture standpoint, him and Embiid, you got Ben Simmons gone away. I think that would be it. But I don't know if I'm making that move. You go from super old to old.
Jimmy Butler for Julius Randle.
Who's your 4?
We don't have a 4 anymore. Or what's his name? I can't think of his name. The kid that plays defense. All defense.
I mean, you could.
I mean, I think that Jimmy and Ant. Oh, Jaden McDaniels. You got to move him to the 4.
How tall is he? 6'9"?
6'9". It's tall enough.
Yeah, you could.
And you got Rudy at the 5.
And you still have what's his name coming off the bench too, Naz Reid. So, but you probably have to. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And I mean, Jimmy is a problem, but let me tell you, if you put Jimmy and Ant together, ooh, they'll be the ones that make somebody cry on the court.
Cry fight. Yeah, I Minnesota's good.
But it ain't many places now. It ain't many. But Minnesota will surely be. Woo.
Yeah.
And Julius and Bam would surely be something.
It'd be close to what we always thought with John Collins and Bam.
I said when they went for Kyle Lowry, you should have got Julius Randle in. Mm-hmm. It's late, but better late than never. And you could probably extend to both of their careers.
Yep. So then you get to the last part of keeping the ratings up. When all else fails, you can just fight. Fighting will always bring the ratings up. There was a bunch of fights the last couple of days.
This is beef. If you can look at Amen Thompson, he meant what he did, and would you like to show him what he did?
So for those of the audio experience, there was a fight between Tyler Hero and Amen Thompson. And Amen Thompson body slammed Hero, grabbed him by the front of his jersey and slung him on the ground. Now, shout out to Scary Terry who jumped in, but that robot Amen Thompson didn't really care about Scary Terry. The thing about this whole confrontation that happened is Scary Terry Rozier jumped on Amen Thompson after he slung Tyler Hero, and then so did the other guy who's named Hamilton. Both of them tried to get at Amen Thompson. Amen Thompson never took his eyes off Tyler Hero.
Locked in. I want smoke with you. Now you send little Terry over here all you want to, bro. He too low for me. And I told y'all for a long time, these are robots. Robots have one mission at a time. His mission was seek and then.
Oh, did you froze your
life?
There you go.
I'm here.
Go ahead.
Boy, Tyler Hero went down through there. And then tried to play it all cool. Nah, he put you on your neck now. Yeah, you got dumped.
So they ended up ejecting Scary Terry and of course the robot twin Amen Thompson. And then I think there was a fallout. I think Scary and Amen got 2 games. Tyler Hero, Ime Udoka, and everybody else that left the bench got 1 game, and they were all fined. No,
Udoka just got. No, Terry Rozier got 1 game. Amen Thompson got 2 games. One more person got 1 game, and then everybody else just got fined. But if I'm the Rockets, I'm thrilled about this. This is a bench player. Yeah, you can't play with my team, and if you do, this is what everybody should be looking for: a guy who can do everything and ain't no chump.
And Ime Udoka said, look, at the end of the day, they were both barking. One guy stronger than the other. And it's funny because that's a shot, but it's also funny because it's true. One person got slung on their neck.
If y'all ever seen somebody get grabbed by the lapels of their jacket when they grab them like this and say, "Oh, I'm finna shake you in there, drop you," ooh, and then the fireworks went off. I'm so hard. Yeah, Tyler Hero wasn't good. Was not good.
Yep. And then you had punches thrown in the Mavs Suns game. This was all during Christmas. Between Nurkic and God, I know his name. What's his name? Him right there.
Gafford or PJ Washington?
No, it's not PJ Washington. It's not Gafford. Najee Marshall, PJ Washington, and Yusuf Nurkic got into it. And shout out to Najee Marshall changing his profile picture to the punch that he threw at Nurkic. And Nurkic just hauled off for those in the audio experience. They got upset and were in each other's face, and then Nurkic just slapped Najee Marshall.
This is what I want y'all to understand when it comes to basketball. We are black. So you be like, oh, this dude from the hood, he might be dangerous. Nurkic is from Bosnia. Let me tell y'all, whatever hood you grow up in, it was not Bosnia. So yeah, I'm not playing with you. I fight bears. You think I won't slap you? Yeah, you. All my life I had to fight. I got a family of these. I ain't the only one that made like this. Yeah, and little man, you get up here playing with me if you want to. Now as you Marshall, you did what you were supposed to.
You threw the punch. You did. You countered. You supposed. That's what you did.
Don't hit me with this. He hit him with the arm, the wrist, and the hand. You're like look at him. So fast.
PJ Washington.
Now I like PJ. PJ hit him. That's pay PJ some more money right there. Oh, that's what I was waiting on. Now, if you was really with it, PJ,
that right hook to the jaw. The jaw was. That's what I was thinking. The club punch is there. You could have ended that.
Now he made a business decision right there. Because boy, you could knock this jaw loose, but you would have probably, they would probably put you down for 40 days.
Net 30, you big dog. Net 30. Go ahead, sit on down till February.
God, dog, boy. Yeah, you did the right thing. I think you could have got a little bit. Now, you know what? That's wrong. That man is 7 feet, 291 pounds. You push him down. Good job. You got him off him. You got him off. Hey, Reggie, if I get jumped by somebody 7 feet, 300 pounds, just get them off.
The pass block. We can figure it out from there. It's chairs, tables, weaponry, whatever we need, cutlery.
No more extremities on me. He ain't finna have me look like the Gypsy Kings.
So Russell Westbrook has been known as he has the reputation of being the tough guy in the league. Like nobody messes with Russell Westbrook. He's crazy on the court. Isaiah Stewart, whatever he lacks in athleticism, scoring, rebounding, skill, or whatever on the basketball court.
It ain't athleticism. Look at him. He ripped. Now he's athletic. He might not be skilled.
He might not be skilled, but he makes up for it as the next enforcer. If I were him, that's what I would be. I would go study under Charles Oakley, because one thing Isaiah Stewart does is call out your bluff. He told Russell Westbrook, I'll beat the hell out you. So basically, backstory is Isaiah Stewart and Russell Westbrook were going at it. Isaiah Stewart got a bad call. Well, he got a charge. He had been messing up. Russell Westbrook was like, dumbass. Isaiah Stewart walked up and said, I just beat the fuck out you.
Yeah, Russ was antagonizing him because he saw that he had Stewart out of pocket. Stewart went for it, but I mean, for me,
ooh, shoved the hell out of that dude.
Yeah. This is tricky because I need to start asking the same question about Russ that I asked about Draymond. They always be like, well, why ain't nobody put hands on him yet? Russ, I think, has earned way more hands than Draymond. Russ be out there calling people all types of bitches and disrespectful. So this part was where he was like, nah, I was just doing this to get him going. But Isaiah Stewart, if he put paws on you, Russ, and I think that you're strong, and I think you might be able to fight, you ain't gonna win that one.
I don't think anybody wins that. There's two people we've seen in the league. There's only two. There's only two people in the league we see where don't nobody really try them. Like, as much as whatever it could be, it'd be uh-oh. It's getting ugly in the Fiesta Bowl.
Y'all looking like Tostito, looking like a snack.
But there's only two players in the NBA that I've seen where nobody tries them. Yeah, I've seen Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason. I've seen everybody fight the Davis brothers. Everybody tried them. I ain't never seen nobody try James Johnson, the quadruple whatever black belt. And Isaiah Stewart is starting to be that guy. Starting to be that guy. Don't nobody really. He said, I'll beat you up. We can fight. We can do whatever. And don't nobody really even say nothing.
I knew he was crazy when he tried to put hands on LeBron. Bro, they'll put you out of the league for that. Why they put me out of the league? Because I tried to fight LeBron. Your team will fire you. We didn't know he was gonna hit LeBron.
He got in a fight with somebody. Was it from Phoenix or Washington in the back in the tunnel? like leading up to the game, and they
fighting.
got in a fight, and he hit
fighting.
him, and that person ended up being out for the game for a concussion?
I am not fighting him unless there's a parking lot and I can run between the cars. Not a chance. Me and him? No. Y'all better make a. Now, Russ, you keep playing with people and he get a hold of you, we're gonna be right on this podcast laughing. And I have immense respect for you. And I think everybody crazy they meet somebody crazier than them. And I think Isaiah Stewart might be your
Drew Eubanks. That was last year. Suspended Isaiah Stewart and Drew Eubanks last year when they fought in the tunnel, and Eubanks had to go get evaluated for a concussion because he got hit and he hit the floor.
Soft. I mean, that too. Make good decisions. Call Drew before you do it.
Yeah, you need to. All right. So now, Hawks talk. We'll round it out with Hawks talk. We are 5-1 in the last 6 games. Went 3-1 in the homestand. I think we're 6-2 in the last 8 games. We lost it.
6-4 in the last 10. We're on a 4-game winning streak. Somehow our differential is still -1 point, but we're playing really good basketball. 10-7 at home, 8-8 on the road.
So
which is all you asked for.
We're playing pretty well, and we're doing this despite being injured. We can't shake the injury bug. We lost Kobe Buffkin. I don't think Bogey has played since the San Antonio game.
Leg contusion.
Then we've had in and out Onyeka Okongwu now. As a result, we also have Dyson Daniels has been out a few games.
And then Larry Nance Jr. just broke his shooting hand.
Larry Nance Jr., who is having a career year shooting the 3 ball for us, who was in line for more minutes, fractured his 4th metacarpal bone in his right hand, his shooting hand.
I don't think he was going to get any more minutes because Okongwu was back, and he's basically our 3rd center. So, and it's tough he can't really play on the floor with Capella. He can play on the floor a little bit with Okongwu, but, I mean, being that Okongwu came back, everything is cool. If Clint or Okongwu gets hurt, then we're in a world of hurt. We're going to have to go to, like, Plowden. Or the other dude, I can't remember his name, in the G League right now. Right now, we're kind of piecemealing it together. We do have Gary Bird, who's been taking over in the absence of Bogey while his leg heals up.
Garrison Matthews.
Yeah, I've told you that for the last few years. We still have to figure out something with this point guard situation. I was listening to Locked On Hawks earlier today. They say that now we could move Zeller and sign somebody for the rest of the season. And since the games are prorated, we would stay under the tax. We could waive him. We could waive Zeller, sign somebody for the minimum, and stay under the tax, which that's where they want to stay.
I don't know. Who do you sign for the minimum at point guard?
Markelle Fultz, Lonnie Walker. I've said it, or Dennis Smith Jr. Maybe. I mean, Lonnie Walker is just a competent basketball player. He's a guy who you can put out there with Bogey and either Hunter or Reza Shea, and you can just kind of have it. Oh, that's a fumble. Ooh, Boise. Y'all finna get cooked like potatoes. So, yeah, there are guys out there. I like Markelle Fultz or Dennis Smith Jr. just because they can come in and get their own buckets. And we got to have a backup point guard because if Trey goes down, we're really – I mean, we're going to V.
He's a good player.
He's a connector.
He's a good connector. Team player. He's a good team player. He doesn't do a lot of things bad, and he doesn't do a lot of things great. He does a lot of stuff satisfactory, and that's
if
he can hold it in the road.
That can pass the ball to Veet is going to make the next pass to somebody who's open. He does that elite, but he can't initiate the offense. That's not really his bag. But when you start moving the ball and somebody's got to make a quick decision, oh, he got that.
Yep. And we do need to back up point guard because we're pretty much, if we can get healthy, we're solidified at almost every other position except for center and point guard. But the defensive backcourt of Dyson Daniel playing the 1, 2, and 3 has rubbed off on everybody else. even when he's not playing, our defense is still pretty good. As you always said, the Great Barrier Reef or Thief. We noticed it probably at the beginning of the season, about last month, really, probably October, November, that we saw Trey hustling. We saw Bogey hustling, getting blocks, blocking shots. Like, and everybody else seems to be playing really well. And shout out again, Big Z. Your shot is you're still searching for it and everything, but you have definitely acclimated as a good playboy, as has acclimated on the defensive end, being 6'10" and just learning how to be tall.
Yeah, he's as much as we thought his offense is probably going to be better, his offense is actually worse, but his defense is better. And I think that's benefiting us right now. Eventually, that shot, I think, is going to come around because he's not scared of the shot. It's just not.
And it don't look ugly. Yet. It looks smooth.
Yeah.
And when when 2 go in, he's a guy, he needs to hit 2. Yeah. But once he hit 2, he's going to hit 8.
And he also he's more athletic than you think, but he also has the non-athletic moves that you look for. The up and under, the pump fake. He's patient. He's super patient. He's in no rush to get anywhere, and I love that. Dyson has raised the floor of this defense, whether he's on the floor or off the floor. It's just we play with a different intensity. Also, shout out to Garrison. Garrison out there taking charges. He's doing his damnedest to take charges. And those are the little things. If Garrison's just not a good defender. He's just not. But if you're not a good defender, and I give Trey this too, if the poorest, Dollar General, whatever's worse than Dollar General, Timu Corver. But him and Trey, I will say they get out there and try to take charges. They try to play in passing lanes. And when the break is going, they move it. And I will tell you, I call him Gary Bird. That's his name. If y'all leave him open, he gonna hit it now. He is Timu Corver, Timu Bogey. And I always told you, you should just get him and Bogey together. When Bogey can't play, Garrison will do enough. Them two together is one good basketball player.
Yep. Yep. So I'm looking forward to it, man. But we said this, or at least I know I remember I pointed it out. I'm sure you did too, that the Hawks have the ability or have the possibility of having 2 All-Stars in Trey and Jalen Johnson, possibly 3 with DeAndre Hunter, the most improved player with Jalen Johnson.
An All-Star because he doesn't start enough games. They're not gonna give an All-Star to a guy on the bench, which is fine.
6th man of the year, DeAndre Hunter.
Checkbox. He's the number one. I don't now that part I ain't going back and forth with nobody about it. He averaged like 20 points off the bench. Nobody else in the NBA doing that. He's the number 1 6th man.
And I think number 3 is Bogey. So first team all rookie selection, first team all defensive selection with Big Z at first team all rookie, Dyson Daniels at first team all defense. I think Jalen could probably end up being second or third team. An all NBA selection in Trey because he's leading the league in assists. He's leading the league. Dyson is leading the league in steals. That's a hell of a roster, and you can start to see why the Hawks are being viewed as like a team like, hey, man, you kind of need to keep your eye on them, especially at the trade deadline.
Yeah. I mean, Dyson, for all intents and purposes, looks like the defensive player of the year until proven otherwise. Now, him and Wemby, you're going to fight it out.
Wemby getting triple doubles with blocks.
Yeah, but Dyson also – but Dyson, yes. Dyson has made a bad defensive team a good defensive team. Number 1. Number 2, his steals, he like 40 steals more than the next person. Risache, he's not the all-star that people want to give you a bunch of points, but in literally every category, blocks, steals, points, he's top 5 for that class in everything. He's just a really well-rounded basketball. DeAndre Hunter, 6th man of the year, and Trey, he's going to lead the NBA in assists, and I don't think it's going to be even close because I don't think anybody else is even in double digits right now. And Risache, the offense is going to get better. This offense is not like we're a defensive team at this moment. Once Risache's shot starts going in, that spacing is going to break.
And then there's nothing you can do. Then you probably end up keeping Clint at that point, because there's you can't stop the pick and roll with Trey. That guy Capella, his contracts, hitting the rebounding, and being able to finish dunks, and really Okongwu. If you can do that, and now you can run pick and roll with Trey, you can run pick and roll with Ricochet, you can run pick and roll with Jalen, you can run pick and roll with Dyson. You can run pick and roll with anybody on the bench. So if you can do that now, you become a frustrating team. And I think the Hawks, I do think we're one piece away. I think Onyeka Okongwu, I've come around to that being the odd man out. I would love to see John Collins, but I would love to see any type of center that can hit a jump shot and block and just be a rim runner. Because Clint off the bench is crazy. Clint off the bench, every time I say we should trade Clint, he get 18 rebounds.
Untradeable. And I gave up. And that's how I started talking to these people who run these podcasts. I'm like, yo, we're not trading Clint. There's no way to upgrade from Clint Capella. I'm sorry. We've looked and looked and looked high and looked low, looked left, looked right, looked south, north, east, and west. There is no available upgrade. It hasn't been. I don't think that he gets enough credit for how good he really is. To make yourself basically untradeable?
It's because his offense is, his defensive rebounding is 110 and his offense is 0. Like, it's not 0. It's 33. It's a 33. But he can't. No, he tries.
He like a 65. He ain't passing the class, but boy, I mean, he's trying. You just need. I mean, you're not gonna pass the class even if you got a tutor. We just gonna try to get you close enough. Because he's still gonna get you like 10, 12 points. But his ability to rebound, organize the defense, and rim protect, specifically at that cost. That's always the issue, is the next person up
be like $30 million more. He'd be like, damn, dog. Miles Turner, you on 50? Like, can we give you 35?
Bro, like, I'm gonna tell y'all, me and Reggie have looked it through the entire NBA umpteen million times, just not available.
There's nobody available.
The only way that you get a guy better is somebody has to be pissed off and request out. And bigs don't do a ton of that. This is a guards game. You don't have a bunch of bigs like, oh, I got to go somewhere else.
There's nobody. Miles Turner wants $50 million. Miles Turner is the answer. I won't stay here long because we got to talk about Trey. I've racked my brain about this. Miles Turner is the answer for what we want. He shoots and he blocks shots. But also, wow, Penn State just bigger than these dudes. Oh my Lord.
We haven't been allowed to talk, Lord. 44 hit him and said, hey, stay right there. Don't you move. I put on the ground like Talahiro.
He did. But Miles Turner is the answer, but Miles Turner wants too much money. Yeah. And you can't trade for him because you don't know. You have to trade and you have to sign and trade. Like, you have to basically say, okay, here's $130 million over 3 years. 135 is $45 million.
Yeah, I mean, the only other plausible answer puts us in the tax. And he's just a locker room cancer.
Oh, DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah. If he could play like I have him play on the video game,
him and Capella would be just absolutely phenomenal.
No. You get rid of Capella then.
Why? You make Capella off the bench.
Oh, I mean, but yeah, you would need to give up $13 more million to match the salaries. Because Clint is at $22 million. He's at $34 million. So you need another $12 million, and the Hawks don't have a $12 million player to give you.
Not to give you.
Nope. Not for a guy who's not rock solid as. And I mean, really, right now, if you look at the production, it's about the same. Ayton just presents us with a game that looks more like what we would look for, but that's the reason you don't make that decision, because at the end of the day, Ayton not gonna get you the results that you need.
Yep. Trae Young ties Russell Westbrook for fourth most games in NBA history with 30 points, 10 assists. He's gonna shatter that probably within the next game or two, because everybody's hurt and he has the ability to do it. And this is the first year I do think Trae is undervalued by the entire league. I think before, people just didn't like him, and they would always, because they didn't like the way he played, and they felt like he was a foul baiter, and that's how he got all his stats. He was a stat patter. But now that you kind of built the team around him, and everybody does, and they're just in the same position that he is, and he feels he's matured. So he lets Jalen Johnson dribble. But he's mature. He has taken his game to another level.
And I want y'all to hear that from me. Trae has matured. He is a different basketball player. He shoots a lot less Trae Young shots. He is way more active on defense. And he defers now. You'll see sometimes where he'll come down and they'll inbound the ball and he'll give it to Jalen. And he'll go down there, come back up on that screen, shoot the three. That's all we've ever asked of him, is just you have to sometimes give up some of the control, because now you can't do what you used to do before where you just double him. All they would do is they blitz him and then he just do this. You do that now, he gonna pass to Jalen. Jalen gonna pass it to somebody else. We're gonna have an easy basket, and everybody else can shoot, or Clint's gonna be standing right there under the basket.
Going back and looking at a few games, especially when we're fully healthy, I think the biggest difference in Trae Young's game is that he is learning to what Michael Jordan called picking your moments, picking your spot in every quarter. Michael Jordan was like, it's easy to average 30 points a game. I get 8 points this quarter. I get 5 points this quarter. I get 10 points that quarter. I get 10 points in the fourth, or 7 points in the fourth. I'm at 32 points a game, or however many points a game that is. And I think he's doing the same thing. He's getting everybody else involved, and especially if he's not shooting well. Before, if he was shooting well, he would shoot himself out the slump or shoot himself deeper into the slump. Now, he's getting everybody else involved. You'll see Trae 5 of 17 for 12 points, but then he'll have 23 assists. You'd be like, oh, well, okay, well, you feel instead of doing that, and now Jalen Johnson, and you see everybody else 15, 14, 13, 15, 20, 25. You'll see 7 players with double figures, and you'll see, or 8, and it'll be Trae with 20-something assists. Like, his game and the mental aspect of it, he's definitely understanding Quinn Snyder's vision and system, and this is what Quinn and all of them wanted to run. This what is it, D'Antoni, fast break offense, Steve Nash type thing, and we are running that to a perfection right now.
And that was always our answer was, bro, we don't need, and I think I said it a bunch of times, we don't need 30 points from you. You just don't need it. On the nights that we do, it feels good to know you got a guy who can go, hey, y'all need 30 tonight? I got it. But if you could get us, and I said it, 20 and 13, 20 and 15 a night, we're in cruise control. Because he's the best facilitator at the NBA. It has been for a few years. As long as he shoots like this, and eventually, and like right now, his shot's not even falling. When that shot starts falling for him and Reza Shea, y'all gonna think we cheat. Especially the way that these teams kind of fall. That's the reason before this, I was talking to Reggie about the Bucks. I hate to say it, the Bucks one injury, one player away from good night, Irene.
They're a three-person team with Middleton being hurt. I mean, I don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care. I don't care. Trey's the best point guard in the league right now. I don't.
I can't put him above SGA and what he's doing.
SGA. I'm sorry, SGA. Yeah, SGA. The thing is, I don't really consider SGA a point guard though, and I know he is, and that's why I forget about it. But like SGA is more of a combo guard. And he's and Luka. You got. I mean, only reason I said Trae could ahead of Luka right now is because Luka's hurt, so he's gonna miss a month. And they were already neck and neck when they were there, and now Trey, who's averaging more rebounds, which is surprising. He's definitely top 3. I mean, I don't know if you put anybody past Luka and SGA. I
don't think that Ja has been healthy enough so far.
I don't think Ja's better than Trey right now. Ja's not better than Trey.
I mean, Tyrese Maxey.
I don't think Tyrese Maxey's better than Trey. I think Tyrese Maxey is really good. I don't think Tyrese Maxey is a better point guard than Trey. I think Tyrese Maxey is good because Philadelphia fans and our friends that are Philadelphia fans love to come here and say, if I say Tyrese Maxey, if I don't think Tyrese Maxey or anybody from Philly is the greatest thing on earth, they come and say that you're a hater. And I don't understand that.
Shot at Kev.
It is, Kevin. It is a shot at you. Bro, Tyrese Maxey cannot be better than Trey and can still be good. I don't understand why it has to be either or. But Trey right now, the way that he's playing, leading the league in assists, top 5 in scoring, I believe. He's got to be 3.
Got to be in the Cade got to be in the conversation too, man. Cade is at 24, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. Team success ain't there, but Cade
always been good though. He always been good though, and he's 6'9", ain't he?
That's the thing, like, bruh. We got to find a way to get him 24, 7, and 10.
You could put him at the 2. At the 3.
For what? He's getting 10 assists.
Well, you said we got to find a reason to get him. Like, who, the Hawks?
Oh, no. What I'm saying is they got to find a way to make him good in Detroit. Or he's not going to do the Kevin Garnett.
He already re-signed him.
Yeah, but let this go for another year or 2. He can force out, and people will move heaven and earth for a guy that tall who can do what he does and still that young. He's 23 years old. 24, 7, and 10. Oh, I got one more year of this, and I'm a demand a trade. I am 6'6", 220 pounds. I demand a trade. The world moves, and
I agree. I still don't think that he's better than Trey. Touchdown, Boise State. I still don't think that he's better than Trey right now. I mean, he's good. He's up. I mean, he's got to be 4. If I say Trey is 3, he got 24, 7, and 10. It's got to be 4.
Well, yeah, and he's just 6'6". That's the one place where he just got Trey is just bigger.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then of course,
imagine
Trey,
if you put Cade instead of Trey and Dyson and Reese and Shea. Oh, we got the Monstars then.
Yep. But ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of episode 173 of the Splashcast. Especially our basketball segment. Nord, if we ain't missing anything, take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year's Eve from the Splashcast from Dive Team Media. Once again, me and Reggie. We really care about this. That's the reason on this beloved, I guess it's considered a holiday, this time to be around your family or to reflect or to do whatever you wanted to. We chose to do this. This is our passion. This is our love. And thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank you guys for, what is this, our second full year of potting? Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for being along for the ride. We got, things in store in 2025. And we got plenty of college football and pro football left. With that being said, you got anything to say before we close out here? I always start talking. I want to know what
No,
what you want to tell people.
My baby's screaming downstairs. So that's how I'm bringing in my new year. So.
Hey, shout out to Big Reese. Shout out to Big Reese. She holding it down. She say, "Pops, we're gonna bring this thing in the right way. I'm enjoying myself. And if y'all got a problem with it, you got a problem with it." With that being said, numero uno, number one, more black baseball, more black baseball. I did hear the Braves are interested in trying to make a move the next few days, so we sit by and watch and listen and wait. Number 2,
you got the Juju costume on. You see it,
Cowgirls. You see it. We need it prayerfully. More black cowboys and cowgirls. Shout out to Beyonce holding us down. Number 3. by far the most important. The historically black college and university your cousin went to, your auntie went to, the person used to sit in the back of church and laugh, Kiki went to, you went to. Send some money over there. Invest in HBCUs, support black colleges, and they got Battle of the Bands coming up in Atlanta. Honda, go hang out. Number 2, the historically black college university in your neighborhood, the one you go to for homecoming, cookouts, step shows, homecoming, or just to be around your people. Sometimes we just need the vibe. We need the love. In that case, send some money to that university. They would appreciate it. And you probably own them anyway. You know, went over there and sucked up the set out, ate up all their food, drank up all their liquor. Least you could do is send them a couple dollars. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, one of the best HBCU college football teams in the world, the Hampton University. We asking for $18.68 on behalf of the year that the university was founded. Without you, none of this would be possible. Thank you for rocking with me and Reg. Adios, mi amigos. God is love. And that's it. We out of here. And next time I see you,